Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Before we start, subscribe and share this video because today's story is packed with emotion. In the entertainment world, the name Yaman is making noise again, and this time for something nobody expected. From Spain, he delivered a message that shook social media and reopened a chapter many people thought was closed. His story with Demet Özdemir. Let's quickly recap the context. Yaman reportedly ended his relationship with Sarah Bluma recently, and after the breakup, focused on his work in Spain. Between Madrid and events in Barcelona, he doesn't go unnoticed. Fans follow him, film him, post everything online, and the wave of comments quickly reached Turkey. But the real bomb went off during a special TV program when he was asked about his career and also about his personal life. And that's where the key moment happened. When Demet's name came up, the mood changed. He didn't dodge the topic. On the contrary, he spoke with unusual honesty and described her as an incredible woman, strong, sincere, and special. Up to that point, it was already news. But what came next was even bigger. He admitted that the biggest mistake was his. He said they both made mistakes, yes, but that he pushed her to go through things she shouldn't have had to go through, that she carried a burden that wasn't hers, and that this was one of the reasons they ended. That segment went viral instantly because it didn't sound scripted. It sounded like real regret. And just when everyone thought it ended there, Yaman added a direct message, almost as if he were speaking to her in front of millions, that he won't let her go through the same thing again, that he won't make her suffer like that not this time. And that's when the questions igniting the internet begin. Is it a sign of reconciliation? Is he asking for a second chance? Or is it simply an honest way to close the past? What's certain is that, according to rumors after the show, that message wasn't planned. It came from the heart. Meanwhile, Demet Özdemir didn't release an official response, and her silence became news in itself. It said she was caught off guard, that she heard his words live while she was with friends, and that she only managed to say something like, "I didn't expect that." People close to her say she still remembers the past clearly and is acting with emotional caution. She accepts the apology, but she knows some wounds don't fade easily. Time passes, but marks remain. And pay attention to this detail. In the middle of everything, Demet posted a black and white image with a short phrase that had everyone interpreting it. Sometimes, silence is the loudest voice. For some, it was a clear response. For others, it was an elegant way to stay out of the media game. On Yaman's side, they say he's still shaken, that in Spain, he spoke about it with close people and even admitted he only understood what he lost after the breakup. His circle insists he now seems more mature, more aware, and determined not to repeat his mistakes. So, a new beginning or a final goodbye? Are we looking at a second chance or an unfinished conversation with the past? For now, the only sure thing is this. The last scene hasn't been written yet, and a single word from Demet could quiet the noise or reignite a story many fans never stopped hoping for. And now I'll ask you, what do you think that silence means? An indirect answer or total distance? See you in the comments. Every time a video or headline appears about Yaman and Demet Özdemir, I feel like we're watching the same cycle repeat. A couple of lines supposedly said somewhere, a lot of people wishing they'd get back together, and then the big question that also pops into my head. Where was that supposed statement actually made? Because honestly, Something feels off about how this noise is built. It sounds like filler, a cheap boom to keep the conversation alive rather than solid information. And without a clear source, I struggle to take it seriously. That said, I completely understand why so many people want to believe in a comeback. There are comments full of hope like, "I hope she forgives him," or "If they love each other, don't waste more time," and even people insisting that Demet still loves him. But focusing on Can, I can't help looking at his public image and wondering what part is real feeling and what part is narrative. When someone says, "I don't believe those statements," Ken isn't the type of man who would say those words on TV. I think that's a reasonable point. Ken Yaman has become so media-driven that any sentence, real or invented, gets used as fuel. And if there were truly sincere regret, it's hard for me to reconcile that with certain choices of public exposure, especially when people talk about later relationships being heavily publicized. What weighs on me most, more than the ship itself, is the ethical side. If there was a real relationship and real pain, then it shouldn't be treated like a game. That's why it hits me when people directly accuse him of hurting her a lot and say, "Some wounds don't fade easily." And then add something I also think, "I hope this isn't for publicity." Because that's my fear with Can, that regardless of what he feels, the environment, or even his own strategy, turns any gesture into emotional marketing. And that's where, for me, his credibility is on the line. I also see the other side. Some people insist it's all false because Can is supposedly with Sarah and even preparing for marriage. I don't know if that's true, but it reinforces my overall impression. There are too many versions circulating at the same time around Can, and that saturation ends up dehumanizing everyone. In the end, it feels like Can can't have a private phase without someone turning it into revenge, drama, or scandal. Some comments even take it to extremes, describing a spiral of wounded pride, alcohol, and public humiliation. I don't buy that sensationalist tone, but it leaves me with one thought. When a celebrity lives under constant noise, the noise ends up shaping how people interpret everything they do. If I had to sum up my position, it's this. I don't want to see Can Yaman going back to Demet because of fan pressure or headlines. If Can wants to clean up his image or repair something, he should show it through consistency, respect, and selective silence, not through waves of rumors. And if there's no clear source for those statements, the most honest thing is to admit it. Maybe there's no new story here, just the same old echo.